BJP is a fascist force. Trinamool, of course, it is a brainchild of RSS, but it is a post-ideological formation. So it doesn't have that potential of doing harm as much as BJP has. BJP is a bigger threat nationally and also philosophically. Mamata Banerjee has said the SIR will happen only on her dead body. But we are saying she is well alive and SIR has happened, and so many of Muslims, they have lost their voting rights. BJP traditionally had never any kind of stronghold in Bengal, and we don't consider BJP as a insider party of Bengal.
I was at your meeting just now and you were probably the youngest person there. So why are the young people not attracted to the CPM any longer, except perhaps the candidate?
You would have seen just after I was done with my speech, the people who came asking for a selfie, most of them were young people. If you're going to see post-90s, there is a decline in the left-led cultural movement, and it's our failure that we have not been able to incorporate a lot of young people into our traditional form of left cultural activism. But I think there are spaces beyond it. And a lot of young people are in our campaigns, they're doing the agitprop work, they're writing songs, they're singing songs, and they're actually with us. It's sad that you could not see them.
You attack both the BJP and the TNC.
Yeah.
Who do you think is your bigger enemy?
Nationally or fundamentally, I think it's BJP, because BJP is a fascist force. Whereas Trinamool, of course, it is a brainchild of RSS, but it is a post-ideological formation. So it doesn't have that potential of doing harm as much as BJP has. And right now, with the Hindutva regime coming to the power, with them continuing in the central government, and the way they're tampering the constitution, the state machineries, I think, of course, BJP is a bigger threat nationally and also philosophically. But here in Bengal, Trinamool is nothing but an ally. Trinamool had been helping the BJP to do everything that they should not be doing.
Right now, it appears as if the entire central forces, the entire might of the center is waged against Mamata Ji. ED, the security forces, the Home Ministers here, the Prime Minister is making multiple visits, Cabinet Ministers are camping here. Do you think somewhere the people of Bengal are sort of starting to sympathize with Mamata Ji, that, she's this Bengal tigress who's fighting for them, and look at the way she's being treated? Do you think there is a growing sympathy for her which could impact the way people vote?
I think that's a narrative Mamata Banerjee really want people to believe in. But if at all you think about the role of the ED and CBI, yes, there are three ministers or important member of the Trinamool party who were jailed, but not a single of them have been convicted yet. Partho Chattopadhyay, who was the education minister, you'd be knowing 26,000 students who became teacher later on, their job was taken away. And the education minister had almost 100 crores of rupees stuck under his bed. So even after all those evidences, the ED CBI could not really do anything against the education minister. That kind of make us raise a question to the central government that whether their activism before the election is just for show off, whether they at all want to do anything proactive. So I really don't think that the central government and the Mamata Banerjee government here in a loggerhead as they will try to portray it to people. I think here both the Trinamool BJP is serving anti-people agenda.
But that is not what the people seem to sense. People we've spoken to have a lot of sympathy for Mamata Banerjee, and they say this is all counter.
Maybe you should also speak to some people who are around here, who are not scared of speaking whatever they're thinking. Just a week back, there was one woman, a Mathua woman, who, while we are campaigning, she came to us and she greeted her very well and everything. And then she gave a bite in a TV like this, saying that, yes, all of us are with Mamata Banerjee in Trinamool, but in our heart, we want the left to come back. We cannot speak against them because if we do so, then our job and our security, everything is going to be taken away. Within a day or two, the Trinamool councillor went to her home. She was dragged to the councillor's office and made to apologize. So this is a kind of terror that Mamata Banerjee has established here. So not necessarily everything that people are saying is out of love. It might be also out of fear.
It then appears to be an uphill task for you.
It is. It is. There is no denial of it. And I don't think if at all we have to choose an easy battle. We always had an option to join either Trinamool or BJP. You can join BJP and say that, whatever the bad thing is, but we want to defeat Mamata Banerjee, so we are with them. Or you can just go to Trinamool and say, we know BJP is fascist, but we have to resist them. So they're two comfortable clubs or two comfortable banks that people could go to. But we have chosen the other side. We have chosen the alternate side. We have chosen the people side.
How are you going to revive the fortunes of the CPM politically? After the last election and the previous election, it's like a spent force in Bengal.
It is not.
No, but if you look at electoral politics, which is ultimately what it is, it looks like a spent force. What are you doing?
If you're going to look into the last Lok Sabha election, you would see in Murshidabad, Comrade Mohammad Salim came second. And just few days back, we got to know Humayun Kabir, who kind of constructed a riot just before the election there in Murshidabad, kind of agreed or kind of accepted that it was Mamata Banerjee's plan to ensure that there's a Hindu-Muslim binary so that neither Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary from Congress or Mohammad Salim from CPM can win. So if at all we were so irrelevant, I don't think Mamata Banerjee has to put so much of effort. Last election where I contested, I remember we got 86,000 more votes than whatever we got in 2019. 86,000 people, they are not joke. I'm sure it is not as easy as it looks. It's not like we have a magical wand and you just ring it and everything goes to fine. But I think we're in the process of fixing things, and maybe it will take time, but at the end of the day we are going to say the last word.
What is in your own constituency where you are fighting? What is it that you're up against?
We are against the Trinamool's or Chandrima Bhattacharya's rule of syndicates, where there is a lot of tolabaji and extortion, lot of corruption in the municipality. You see our municipal schools are closing down, our municipal hospitals are not functioning properly. The major problem here is the sanitation. The roads are not properly done. Just a year back, a little girl was drowned inside her own home because there was so much of water logging that even the house was drowned. So that is the kind of situation of a heavyweight constituency like that of Ms. Chandrima Bhattacharya, who is also a minister. So we are primarily fighting against the failure of the last government, the 15 years of government. We are also fighting against the unemployment. Most of people of my generation, they don't have jobs.
But both the CPM and Trinamool are part of the India bloc. How do you explain these anomalies to your voters?
In Kerala,
At one level you're together, at another you're fighting against each other. In Kerala, the Congress.
In Kerala, Congress and CPM both are in Indian bloc, because we are saying that this is not contradiction. The India bloc is a collective of different political parties who are against the BJP, but that does not mean that we do not keep any space left where there is no confrontation, no conversation can happen. BJP should not be an important force in Bengal. If in Bengal there has to be two sides, it has to be secular parties, which had always been. BJP traditionally had never any kind of stronghold in Bengal, and we don't consider BJP as an insider party of Bengal.
So my last question is about SIR. If SIR had not played out in West Bengal the way it has, do you think the result of the elections, whatever they are going to be, would be different?
I think first of all, SIR has ensured that so many of my co-citizens, they have lost their right to vote. So people have been aware that this voting right is nothing, it's not taken for granted. You have to exercise it, or somebody can just take it away from you. One, people had been conscious about their voting right. Two, a lot of people who were voting on basis of their religion to either Trinamool or BJP have understood that none of this government are going to stand by them. The Motuas, they are voting for BJP. after SIR, Muttuas have lost a majority of their voting rights. So as for Muslims, Mamata Banerjee has said that SIR will happen only on her dead body. But we are saying she is well alive and SIR has happened, and so many of Muslims, they have lost their voting rights. So both these people who tried to play a masiha to the people of Bengal, they both failed. So I think it is the time for them to think.
Do you think CPM has lost out because of SIR? For instance, if there was some Muslims who didn't want to vote for the TMC because they felt the TMC had really done nothing for them, they didn't have an option. They now don't have an option but to vote for the TMC because they feel cornered. They feel that if we don't vote for them, the BJP will come.
That was there in 2021. People have that fear. I don't think this time that fear is there. And I can tell you, Murshidabad, Malda, the regions which is Muslim majority, you'd see a very different result. People of Bengal, Muslims especially, stopped voting out of fear. They're done voting out of fear now. They're going to vote for their rights. They're going to vote for their education. They're going to vote for their employment.
So who will they vote for then?
The left and the Congress, wherever they're powerful.